Right, everybody, welcome back to the Legit Crypto Lounge, the place that brings together real projects with real people. For today's AMA, we're joined by the team behind INU. In terms of the structure for the next hour, we'll find out more about the team and then look into the details of the project itself and see what sets it apart from the competition. And then we can have a Q&A at the end for any general questions you may have. So Major Payne, before we get into the detail of your project, it would be great to understand a little bit more about you and your team, your experience in the wider world and within crypto. So if you want to start there, that'd be great.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys setting this up on such short notice, and really appreciate you giving us a platform to kind of talk on here. So yeah. Happy to discuss all that. So my real life name is Brian. I'm under the alias Major Payne right now. So personally, our team, we're a group of 10 individuals, all met here on the, the DeFi space, probably a little less than a year ago. I think it was around the May, maybe early June timeframe, where most of us kind of met here, in certain communities. So, like most of the people here, we've been through our fair share of projects, good ones, bad ones. So we're a group of 10 people from multiple backgrounds. I would say, me personally, I work in venture capital, private equity. I work for a larger $20 billion asset under management firm. Kind of do crypto on the side. Crypto, I would say I've been in for a few years, but in probably the most passive way possible, where I bought Bitcoin and kind of just let it ride. Haven't really got into more of the details with like altcoins and stuff like that till probably about a year ago, where I've done a little bit more research, probably more of a DCA type guy that, find good projects that I like and do all that. I'm kind of getting myself into trading a little bit now, learning the ropes there. And, it's interesting, because kind of showed me the ability to make money in any kind of market condition, which is part of the reason why we created this project. But for the rest of the team, we have a few others that are actually in the finance field. A bunch of us, or a bunch of people here, are in the are small business owners. From a crypto perspective, they kind of have a wide range with, what they like to do. So a lot of them are big DCA altcoin guys, kind of, take their share of money, kind of let it ride in certain investments. Others are big into NFTs. One of the guys is, does a little trading on the side, and, all of us kind of do our fair share in the DeFi space. So a bit of a range there as far as like real life work. They're, like I said, small business owners, some in finance. Then we have others who like telecommunications, graphic design, construction. So definitely different skill sets, which works out well. We all get along great. And we kind of did a test run with this back in November, where we actually launched our first coin called ELF token. It was a bit of a meme type of community-based token where we had a charity aspect, rewards and giveaways, and it was more just like a for fun thing. We were able to, we did pretty well. We unfortunately launched a few days after Bitcoin maxed out its all-time high, so it was nothing but downhill for there from in the DeFi space. Unless you were whatever it was, Santa Floki, which got the Christmas Day shout out from Elon. But we still did pretty well. We did 6x from launch. Our holders were able to, I think it was a total of about 100K in BUSD rewards. We also did $26,000 worth of giveaways to our more active holders who win contests. Just being active within the chat. certain like buy competitions, stuff like that. And probably most importantly was the charity aspect of it, where we partnered with Toys for Tots, which is a big American foundation here that helps underprivileged kids, especially during the holidays. Who might not have families might not have enough money to support them in the Christmas spirit. So we were able to raise $45,000 there, which was really a great feeling because never in my life I thought I'd be able. We thought we'd be able to kind of raise that amount of money for these kids. So, and the great thing was we were able to help them get onto, the blockchain, into crypto through the Giving Block, which is I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with that. It's a site that helps, allows you to donate crypto through, their platform. A lot of legitimate foundations are on there. And provides like blockchain proof, of your donation, because our biggest concern with the charity route was, early in the summer where everybody was launching charity coins and 99% of the charity coins were scams. So we would do live donations, show we were, making donations through crypto, have the blockchain evidence, provide screenshots, get email receipts of the donation. So it was really a good way to kind of gain the community support from the community. So and then I guess as the market kind of decreased, we didn't really have a strong utility behind this. We decided to kind of transition this into a new project. Unfortunately, we were handing it off to another individual who's going to run with a metaverse P2E type game, and they about a month ago backed out, kind of left the community high and dry, which we rolled forward about 150 investors with their tokens to this new project. So we kind of felt the need to kind of not let them lose their money like this. So we stepped in again, kind of came the idea for Vet INU token, and have been taking over since. So currently we have Presale live. I didn't even check to see the stats. So we're very close to our soft cap right now. Small Presale of 50 BNB, 30 soft cap. So we're going through that stuff right now. So Vet INU, I'll give a brief, just high level overview. Really three facets here. One is going to be the charity side. Instead of the Toys for Tots type stuff, we're going to go with, as you can kind of see on the website, supporting veterans, service members, active military members, not just in the United States, but, globally. And kind of take the same approach at first, through the Giving Block, just proof of donations, stuff like that. The other two facets kind of go together, but we are going to be creating an investment DAO. DAO, decentralized autonomous organization where the community pretty much has a say in how the project is run and all that. So we want to have this education side of kind of educating people, maybe newer to crypto or maybe not exposed to other chains, other products, within the digital asset space. And then the biggest thing is the investment commingled pool fund that we will be doing. So that's the one I'm kind of most, excited about, because I think it's very unique. I think it is, there are a lot of DAOs in the space, but, I'm happy to go into further details on that, how that's going to operate and how that's going to work, and why we think it's a very, very big strategic advantage compared to the competition, compared to other projects that are out there in the BSC space, and how it addresses a lot of the issues that we're seeing right now within DeFi, and why we think this will be definitely a successful long-term sustainable project moving forward.
Nice. Well, that's a really, really, really good introduction. So this is really new then. You mentioned about a month ago that the previous project failed. Is that right? Am I right in thinking that?
It pretty much was just abandoned.
Yeah.
The owner, I think it's maybe some stuff going on at home. I don't really know the details too much, but I know he was having some coming up short with some fundraising stuff, and I think it was maybe a little bit more than he was expecting from a time commitment standpoint. So he kind of, basically said like, "Hey, I'm out. If you guys want to take this over, you can." Didn't really address anybody on the team. Just kind of threw it out there to the community. And for me personally, the previous project was supposed to be a P2E metaverse, which something I'm not all that familiar with outside of investing in P2E type of projects. I'm not much of a gamer. I don't have the development background like some of these people do in the space. So it would have been a very difficult project, I believe, for us to run. But working in venture capital, working in the private equity field, this was something that I've always kind of had in the back of my mind on how to run. And the more we discuss within the team, this kind of has developed into this newer type of, I would say, utility that we're really, really excited about.
Yeah, nice. Obviously, this definitely suits your skill set a lot more than a P2A metaverse. I think almost they're just buzzwords that are used to create investment, aren't they, these days? Like, we get a lot of projects coming through saying, "I'm going to create a metaverse," and then the realization that actually it's going to cost more than they're capable of ever achieving, and it never becomes anything.
Yep, no, 100% agree, and I'm glad you said that, and I didn't have to bring it up because it is very popular, that term, and that's what everybody wants to find is the next big P2E game, metaverse, and obviously the gaming industry is huge. I think gaming is probably bigger than music and I want to say entertainment from television movie perspective combined. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity there. I just don't know. I just feel like it's very diluted right now within the blockchain space. And I think a lot of people are trying to accomplish, similar goals. And, you run into the same issues with, obviously too many projects out there, too many inexperienced teams or ill-intended teams that people aren't willing to kind of ride it out, because it does take time. It does take a lot of money to build up these types of projects. And for me personally, didn't really have that background, didn't really feel like this would be a strong project for the community because of that. So we elected to go elsewhere.
Yeah, makes sense. And so going back to the charity element, then, was there a specific reason you chose to go down the path you have done with the charity you've chosen?
Yeah, so I mean, for a lot of us, and I will throw out there, while we're we're pushing for veteran service members, active military members, none of us on the team have actually served. I do want to throw that out there because I don't want anybody to basically invest in the project thinking they're supporting us for our service for our various countries. So, for me personally, I am probably in the last 4 generations, like one of 2 males that hasn't served. And I know a lot of people in our community, are veterans. I know a lot of people on our team have had direct family members, friends who have who have served and been impacted by some of the, some of the effects of, just enrolling into the military. So for me, I see these people who are like selfless, they decide to, sacrifice their life to, keep their respective countries free, keep them, away from any kind of danger. And, once you serve, it really doesn't end there. You're left with either physical or emotional, damage that can come from this type of these traumatic events that you have to endure. I mean, I unfortunately had to give the example in one of our AMAs where a neighbor of ours, who family was close with, unfortunately, after serving, he served in Afghanistan, came back had very serious PTSD and ended up taking his own life. And that was really the first time I really kind of saw the impact that this could have on an individual. So anything we can do to help these veterans, would be incredible. I know we're not going to be able to come in here, help them from a, mental health perspective, or, if they have physical disabilities, there's really nothing we can do there. But, if we can add, be able to donate enough money that, one individual has enough money to, pay off, a little bit of debt, or, just give them some sort of financial flexibility, to help them support, their families, support their own mental health. We would absolutely love that. And I think nothing else would make us happier than that. For us, when we were doing Toys for Tots and we were able to, help out these kids, it was an incredible feeling. And, I'm sure we're going to get the same sort of satisfaction, doing something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a super worthwhile cause, and PTSD is a big thing, isn't it, and stuff. So anything to help will be really good. Have you got any partners lined up, charity wise?
So we have no official partnerships lined up yet. So what we've been doing is we've been going through the giving block, and basically the reason for holding off on exploring any partnerships yet with the whole DAO kind of scenario is I want the community to have some sort of say with who they would like to maybe target as far as a partnership is concerned. So in the meantime, what we did was we set up, I think it was a Twitter competition where I had people, elect, which kind of charities they want, with the kind of veteran military background type of theme to, donate, a few $100s to. So we have donated $500 to the, I'm going to mix up the name again. It's going to be the Military Veterans and Service Members Impact Fund, as well as the Pets for Vets Fund, which supports, I guess, people with PTSD, helping them find, pets to adopt, to, help them in that regard. So again, we did it through the blockchain, did it through Giving Block. I did the donation live with the community last week. It's all on our Twitter, the receipts and all that, just to kind of show proof, hey, we're here, we're legit. We're not saying we're donating, we're pocketing the money, anything like that. So we've done those two, and we have two more lined up. Obviously, with what's going on in the world right now, the turmoil going over in the Ukraine, people want to donate to the Ukraine Emergency Response Fund, as well as the Canines for Warriors Project. So we'll be doing more donations there, and we're hoping to do it live tomorrow, right as we launch.
Nice. Yeah, amazing. Okay, cool. Let's move on then to your investment DAO. Do you want to take us through that, how that's going to work?
Absolutely. So yeah, we really in this space, as you guys know, we're kind of tired of just the pump and dump stuff going on in BSC. We love BSC. It's the obviously the more mainstream one, along with ERC. But it has like the low fees. People are comfortable with it, and we decided to stay on this chain, but want to address several, I guess, like issues at hand with what's going on there. So yeah, so in this kind of graphic, I lay it out there. So BSC is pretty much it's basically a breeding ground for the pump and dumpers, the ill-intended devs, or even inexperienced devs. Any kind of project owner that is successful, is continuing to run the project. So the space is very diluted right now. It's impossible to be able to scope out, find, good plays, on a consistent basis. Obviously other networks are, newer, people aren't familiar with it. ERC people are familiar with, but high gas fees, not everybody can afford it. And then even just diving into just individual investors, just, they have just time restrictions, capital restrictions. We've all been in the scenario of us trying to decide like, hey, do I want to miss out on this opportunity, or do I want to liquidate my bag and, this potential investment that I see a lot of growth potential there. However, I don't want to miss out on this other opportunity. So, we're constantly doing that. We're constantly going to the same place, making similar mistakes because that's what we're comfortable with. That's what we know. So we wanted to more or less come up with a solution to all this, where we basically create a group think and like kind of a group pooled investment approach where people would basically invest in a coin. And along with that would come the ability to come together as a community, help educate each other on different aspects within the digital asset world, whether it be DeFi space stuff, legitimate larger cap altcoins, NFTs, even trading strategies. Not everybody's familiar with, being able to swing trade or arbitrage trading, anything like that. So, we want to create a space to basically educate people, with their time and be able to kind of invest as a group. So we wanted to kind of go about this in a way where we have people buy our main token, INU. And basically, once we have the staking platform live, they'd be able to stake this for our governance token, utility token called K9, which, again, going with the kind of INU theme, as well as, we kind of had the German Shepherd, which represents a lot of the I'm sure it's used in other countries, but I know for us, it's usually the breed of choice for people who serve and, whether it's in the military or police force, anything like that. So basically this utility token gives us two separate things. And one is voting share rights. You own a certain percentage of this token. That's your share of voting power within, decision-making within the community, as well as your profit share percentage. As an investment portfolio, our plan is to invest in other cryptocurrency projects, digital asset projects, and any profits made there would, be allocated and reflected within your holdings of K9. So that's the reason for the staking platform. Obviously, K9 will have some of its own kind of value as well. But, it will be the governance token, but it does hold a very important role within the DAO space, giving you the profit share and voting rights here. So for the investor, it's pretty simple. You buy INU, you stake it for K9, and then you're just active in the community, learning, helping out, doing research, monitoring, and we feel like this is a better use of your time than what normal people do in their communities, which again, nothing wrong with, but I know for me personally, when I was getting into crypto, I didn't really envision myself going around shilling to random Telegram groups, Twitter posts, praying that, Elon was going to see my tweet, one of the, million tweets that he gets responses from one of his tweets. So, in addition to, just keeping up community hype, being a hype man, anything like that, obviously community is going to be our central driver here. So I'm not knocking the, kind of hype man within the community, but I feel like it's almost time to, spend our time a little wiser, be able to learn from others and be able to kind of, make better use of being a better investor and go from there. So that was kind of my vision with all this. So you have the charity aspect, the education aspect, as well as the investment DAO to make money that way.
So when looking at the investment portfolio, how is it decided what you're going to invest in?
So the process will be essentially anybody can find plays and bring it to the table, and they will submit it through an application on our website. It's not active yet. We're still waiting for the staking platform to be live in a few weeks, but ideally the deal would be somebody from the team then will receive the application, do their own initial due diligence on it. If they think it's, a valid play, valid meaning, meets certain safety requirements, it doesn't look like a straight, rug or, it doesn't look like there's any affiliated or kind of another kind of angle for why somebody would submit a project like this. They would then bring it to the community for their input on whether they would want to move forward on it. So because of the DAO aspect, it would either be a yes, no vote, like for this project, or if it's like, hey, we have these 3 or 4 projects, we want to invest in one, you guys vote. So that would be how the DAO works. And then the team, it would be myself. I'm the only one with access to the wallets. Would be like the administrator, be able to enter into the trades, enter into the projects, as well as be responsible for the exit of those as well. So there's no set, like pretty much standard for a set portfolio allocation at this time. Again, this will be based off of the community votes, but I think it would be a good idea to help educate people on that, depending on the market condition, because, we don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket with, small micro cap plays in the DeFi space, or, if we're in a bearish market trend, putting everything into altcoins probably isn't the best idea. So, we would want to do a little bit more. I use December as an example. When we were struggling with ELF token, it was nothing was really working, it seemed like, within the space. NFTs were thriving. The node trend was starting up. Certain P2 games were doing decent. And then it was pretty much just like people were making money, as far as trading was concerned. So, people were noticing Bitcoin in like a supply zone, so they were shorting it. And, people really just showed me like, hey, you can honestly make a profit in any kind of these conditions. You just need to find the right project, the right kind of structure to, take these risks, be able to hedge against these risks. And, reality sets in that, like, a lot of these projects are so one-dimensional that they're not going to be able to adjust to different market conditions. I truly believe that if you have the right team, right utility, you can move forward and, bypass a lot of this stuff. However, having a investment portfolio that is versatile to be able to, adapt and react to the market and current conditions is just an added bonus and allows you to be profitable no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. It's obviously important to have that diverse portfolio. I guess my reason for asking that was to see what level of risk you're going to put into this portfolio. It seems like you're up for a wide range of tokens, altcoins, tier ones. So you do have potentially high risk to high reward potential with it.
Absolutely. And I think, it'll be important to help educate the community on stuff like that. So I know from, in my prior life, outside of venture capital, I did a lot of risk assessment stuff within I was an auditor. I was a lot of fun back in the day. So, I've seen a lot of stuff with that, as well as, work at larger institutions, before my current role now. I was at JP Morgan financial reporting sector. And prior to that, at a larger CPA firm here in the States. So, and a lot of us, we do have other people in the finance space. There are free resources out there that help, kind of show this, bring light to, your kind of risk that you can and should be able to take, and what works. Maybe not as specific as just a pure cryptocurrency blockchain portfolio, but a lot of the same skill sets apply. So yeah, we're not going to be throwing all the money into these altcoin plays, DeFi plays that might have a starting MCAP at like $5,000. That would obviously be very irresponsible and negligent, with the money. But we're very much aware of what kind of risk we should be able to take, and where we can make money in certain conditions. So
okay, cool. And then in terms of the profit share, how are you looking to distribute that? Have you got is that going to be quarterly, yearly, or how?
It will be pretty much whenever we're exiting a play and we're hopefully profitable on it, that will be timely, kind of distribution allocation to the holders. So ideally, we would be able to exit a play, allocate that right away across the board. And, we have a certain setup where, pretty much 75% of the profits will be going to our users. Might not be on I think it's more detailed in our white paper, but 75 will go to our users. Yep. We will have 10% being retained to kind of keep the portfolio growing, because, down the road, you make 10% initially, might not be that much money, but like hopefully, in a year or two, that 10%, will have a lot more of a, material impact to your wallet. So we have a, small percentage going to, the team and charity. Again, we want to keep the charity theme. And the reason for wanting to create a long-term sustainable project is we don't want to create one of these just, straight charity coins where, hey, they have great intentions and all that, but they die within a month. And then the last thing I'm excited about is also the buyback and burn that still add value to the main that INU token. So what we would do then is, take 10% of the profit, have a designated wallet to buy, shares, just certain vending INU tokens, and then, send it immediately to a burn address just to, obviously decreases the circulating supply, but, assures, locking up the tokens that, nobody has any concern about the team, eventually one day, just, dumping on the individual. So.
Yeah, definitely. So this buyback and burn, did you say this is going to be done there and then, or are you going to be building this up and doing it manually at
Yeah, it'll be a manual process. I can talk to our devs. We outsource our devs. They're a registered company within Austria. Company's called Cryptit. But maybe to see if there's any kind of anything they can build into the contract. For now, our contract's pretty, I would say, standard with everything going on now. It's more the utility that's a little bit more unique, but that will be manual from at least the start. So.
Okay, cool. Just looking at your graphs here. Toby, you got anything to add, mate?
No, not too much, mate, at the minute. I want to touch on something in a bit, but
okay, let me move on then. So let's have can you run through your tokenomics with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as the, layout is, so as discussed previously, because I know I've gotten a lot of questions on this, we are migrating from a previous project. So I guess what is that? 28.5% of the token is going to be designated to these new holders, previous holders of ELF token. So they will receive an airdrop, at launch tomorrow with all that. Additionally, we also had a 10% private sale to help with the, kind of initial platform build up, as well as, pre-sale marketing. And then, so then was it like 40% or 30% will be designated to liquidity and public sale, which is going on now. And then we have a small percentage, 2% to the team, which is vested for 3 months through Pink Sale. We have 2% to marketing giveaways. I think I've split here, 1%, 1%. And then the DAO utility. So this is showing as being unlocked on Pink Sale. And that's because we actually locked it through DX sale, so it's not picking up. So that is locked for a year, but that's going to help, with the, staking portion of all this. So that's pretty much the layout from the allocation of the token. As far as tax is concerned, the tax is going to be on the higher side now at 12%, 15% buy sell. So we are going to be doing a BUSD reward system, definitely in the beginning. When, volume transactions are a little bit higher. So, people love their BUSD, 2% of transactions will be going to charity, which is that will not change. Giving Block kind of has this initiative of everybody, donating like 1.5% of their token to a charity. So we do definitely surpass that, which they were happy about when we initially talked to them. But 2% for marketing, 1% for the team, 1% auto LP, and then the DAO pool will be, the variable here between the buy and sell, the 2 to 5%, and that will help with the platform build up for the staking, the DAO utility, as well as the initial kind of investment. And going off of that, as I said, with the previous token that we had, we have some liquidity within ELF that unlocks in May. So we have about $25,000 to $30,000 there that will be used for the platform as well.
Okay, and this because you've got 1% allocation towards LP, it's quite low, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the standard was around 1 to 2%. At least my initially thought, but yeah, I mean that would just be going into the locked LP. So yeah, that's correct.
And the 1% team is that, so that's team wages then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, if you were around for ELF token, you would see that a lot of us, what we did with the team wages was it went straight to marketing and or buying back into the fund. Embarrassingly, I showed a graphic before of my wallet and how I bought over 100 times into health token. But yes, that would be going. There is some flexibility there, but we do want the team, if they feel like they deserve it, done enough work that if they want to pocket a little bit, they can. But I know just from working with the team beforehand, yeah, they were very generous with what they wanted to take and versus what they wanted to give back to the project. So,
okay, cool. So going back to tokenomics, then, this 28.5% migration. How many holders have you got from the previous project?
Rolling over, it was between 150 and 160. I would have to look it up real quick, but it was right around there. So and that was wallet addresses, I should add. So we'll be airdropping those to them tomorrow. So pretty much what happened was we kind of explained to them, like, end of December, like, listen, this is really not going anywhere with this other kind of idea. Up to you what you guys want to do. If you want to kind of sell your share, transfer over to the new project. And, we had a good amount of people who, I say good amount, I would say about 85 to 90% of the people decide to roll over their tokens versus sell them. Vast majority did nothing because I feel like a lot of people just kind of bought in, took out, skimmed some profits, and then kind of just let it ride. But, we gave them about, like 40 notices, through Telegram, a dozen through Twitter, in the best way possible to kind of let them know, like, hey, either sell your tokens or transfer them. So, so we had, from the people who actually acted on it, I would say, I think it was around 90% actually decided to move forward and, stay with the team. So, which definitely meant a lot to us because, it kind of showed their kind of support for what we plan on doing and all that.
Yeah. Okay. And is it like for like what they get in your new token?
So it would really depend, just because it's hard to really dictate what they bought in for. So I basically told them they would get the equivalent of what we launched at, which was around when we left, maybe like a 2x, like knowing that, it would take some time before they can realize that, kind of gain. So, a lot of people unfortunately bought at the top when we were at 6x. So we're pretty big. A lot of people, kind of, might have gone in at launch, which would have been our other low point. And, would have made out, in the equivalent. So nobody really was gaining too much from a financial perspective on that. But so that's the equivalent right there. So again, we did it based off the initial launch market cap, just because it would have been too much to kind of see when people bought in for how much. Like I said, I was one of we had a few people in the space that were very, very optimistic about the project and bought in quite a number of times. So it would have been a big time commitment to figure that all out.
And so have you got some big wallet holders then who are migrating over?
I would say the biggest wallet holders are the ones on our team. And really, if seeing like the way this project went, our team of 10 people, nobody sold during, unless they had like side wallets that I'm not familiar with. That could very well be the case. I'm not closed-minded on that, but nobody on the wallets, at least I know of, sold a dime. So I would say those are honestly probably the biggest wallet holders. Nobody's going to own. I mean, I'm looking at this right now. Nobody's going to own more than I don't even think anybody would own 1% of the current holdings based off of this. I think maybe near the end we had like 1%, maybe a little bit more of where we ended up, which wouldn't translate to 1% here. So I would say max you might have maybe 1% of the population holder, but I don't think that's the case.
Okay. So Toby, you got anything you want to add on it?
Yeah, so you actually covered that pretty well. What I was going to be asking, what did you guys learn from the last project? What's the biggest? What are you taking into this project from your last one?
Probably the biggest thing is just strategy around marketing, I would say. So we realized when things were going rough, we might have, want to do better for the community, where we were just throwing money into certain marketing without kind of any kind of platform utility, any valuable content to kind of announce with it. So it was just like marketing our coin, and we just realized it was super ineffective. We realized marketing works pretty much right around launch. Everybody wants to get in for the hype. But it was, once the hype kind of dies down or goes in the wrong direction, marketing, has at least for us, and maybe we went about it the wrong way. That could very well be a possibility. It was virtually ineffective. I mean, I remember spending a few $1,000s on multiple, marketing techniques, and remember like not seeing a single bot come through, and it was a little, definitely a little disappointing. But I think for us, we know like, hey, if we have momentum, we got to keep that momentum going. We can't settle up for any bit. And at the same time, we got to give people something that they want to see. We can't just say like, hey, we have this charity thing going, like, this is great. We need to see people see the value and the utility, be able to market around a launch and like show proof that like, hey, this is going to be a long-term sustainable project, which, I don't want to come off as sounding arrogant at all, but I know this is going to be able to work, and, we're extremely excited about that. So I just want to let everybody else know, the same thing that we're envisioning right now.
So after you've done your DAO and stuff like that, what do you plan to do with the project from there?
So the DAO is going to be our, kind of, long-term sustainable, thing that we're never, ever going to lose. So some other ideas have been thrown out there of, even having the ability to launch other projects, in different, product sectors such as NFTs, anything like that, and coming with a cross-chain, multiple product kind of approach with the DAO. It allows the ability to, maybe launch something on ERC or Luna just because, I haven't really seen too many successful, if any, successful BSC NFT projects out there. I'm sure there are some, just, from my perspective, it's very, very rare. So we have a lot of people in our team who are very big into the NFTs, have been part of NFT projects before. But really the biggest thing I think is just continuing to educate the community, as well as really move forward with continuing to grow the investment portfolio. Because, at first, some of the gains, it's going to be almost like an inverse relationship to what you see within like rewards tokens, staking tokens, where your APY, what you're getting, based off the transaction volume is higher in the beginning, kind of decreases over time as the project kind of slowly loses volume. And what we're trying to do is do the opposite, be like, hey, you know what? We're retaining some capital. We're constantly growing the baseline of our, our portfolio, that, these investments, whether they're allocated a certain way, it's still going to be larger over time. And, a 10% profit now versus 10% profit down the road is going to be vastly different. So we feel like, especially in a case where this, we launch on BSC, there's a very strong possibility this could be a pump and dump. I'm not hoping for that, obviously, but the reality of the situation is that's how coins in the BSC space, operate. So you have a situation where a pump and dump does occur, you have less holders. Well, that just means you have a larger ownership percentage. Your ownership percentage of that DAO then increases. So you know what? A 10% gain from, having, a thriving VNNU coin isn't going to be as much as a 10% gain than from a struggling VNNU coin, because you're going to have less holders. People have a lower ownership percentage within the VET or the K9 token, the governance token. So, you're really, this has that like hedge against, the token not doing as well. And then over time, the buyback, the burn's going to increase, the increased value of the main token, that, we really see this as they're going to grow in parallel. They're going to be able to thrive together. It might be a little bumpy at first, as we try getting the word out. This is a very new kind of utility from what I can tell. Maybe there's other stuff out there, hands off. I haven't seen anything, but, we need people, to have that trust and be able to grow it. And the beautiful thing is, this doesn't work out for a lot of people. They dump immediately. We're still moving forward with this, and we're going to grow it. So it's whether or not you want to jump on the train now or later when it's at a higher MCAP or you have a lower percentage, it's really, really up to you. But, we're very confident in, the product that we're producing here. And, we're really, really excited that we kind of have this like hedge, in case like something were to occur, just because we know we can be profitable in any kind of market condition.
It kind of leads me to two things. Can you touch on the people in your team again, like kind of their expertise in trading and, where some of this money might be going?
Yeah. So, again, I do want to emphasize that because it's a DAO, this is going to be a community decision. So it's not just our role is more from an administrative role of making sure that the DAO is running efficiently. So it really depends on who's being brought in. But we have one individual who trades outside of myself. So I'm kind of a beginner here, but, I've been studying up. So the trading thing is probably I would say one of our larger holes that we would need to fill, but we have a lot of people who I would say, I don't want to throw the expert word out there, but, they definitely have a lot of experience within like the NFT space. I'm pretty comfortable with some of the altcoin investments I have, and kind of doing my due diligence there, seeing potential in projects, and might just be the venture background in me, but, just little things like that, and being able to kind of scope out stuff, micro cap plays, stuff, within the DeFi space, to be successful. So a lot of it, is going to come from the team, I'm sure, but obviously it depends on the type of people that you want to bring in and everything. So, we are able to bring in certain traders. Obviously that would be awesome. Is it a necessity? I wouldn't say so, but again, we would also need to evaluate our strengths. If we don't have anybody that we feel like could be a strong trader who can add value now, we're not going to put a lot of effort, a lot of money towards that type of kind of leveraging approach. So again, we'll have to see what the community has is from a talent perspective. We are going to have some time. We're a few weeks out from the platform being live, which gives us the time to help kind of set up the way we want to run it and kind of evaluate like some of the strengths that people within the community have. So that's going to be our approach, definitely going forward. And yeah.
Okay, cool. When Mark was going through the website, I thought he said 1% to the team. Is it 1 or 4?
Somebody else was saying this before. It is going to be 2% is to the team. I think that's what we have here in our pre-sale. It's 2% is vested. And again, we had to change. We dropped our pre-sale. So we had to redo like a lot of the tokenomics because of that. So it did change up, and I was messing around with different things. So it should be 2% of the value is going to the team. Vested and unlocks in like I think it's 90 days, give or take.
Sorry, I was referring to the transaction tax.
Oh yes. Sorry about that. So it is 1% goes to the team, and I guess 1% goes to auto LP.
Yeah, my website must be cached or something because I've got 4% coming up for some reason.
Yeah, somebody else told me that too, and I looked and I saw. Yeah, we'll look into that because somebody else said that to me before, and I
because I don't know what I'm seeing at the minute, but like obviously it's coming up as like 18% tax.
Oh, weird.
If you
no, I see that now. That's bizarre. Okay, I'll look into that. Thanks for flagging that. No, it should be 1%.
That's so random because I'm looking at the screen now, like what you guys are all looking at, and when I looked at it before I loaded up the pink sale, team was 1%, and now I've just gone back on it and it's saying 4%. Yeah. It's so random. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, mine's now showing 4%.
Is that all right other than the team there? Is that everything right?
Yeah, the team should be 1%, but 4% rewards, 2% charity, 2% marketing, 2 to 5 for DAO, 1 to auto LP. Yeah, so the rest is correct.
What are you starting the DAO at?
What's that?
What percentage are you starting the DAO at?
Sorry, I'm not following. Just like as far as the initial,
Yeah, I'm presuming this is variable, right?
Yeah. So sorry. It will be 2% for buy tax as well as 5% for the sell. So it'll be 12%, 15% buy sell.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I will highlight that this will be the highest the tax will be. Obviously, with the reward stuff, it obviously is basically worthless if transaction volume is down. So ideally over time, I want to get rid of the BUSD rewards. If that's the case, and decrease a lot of this stuff. And if we get a solid support for the DAO stuff, I would like to decrease that as well. My biggest probably, I guess me being vocal, I don't want to touch the charity, decrease that at all. If anything, maybe increase that. But ideally we don't want to run with a tax over 10%. So I think down the road, you'll see this decrease, just for the very beginning to help get a lot of the funding, up and running. It will stay like this for a little bit.
And what are you doing with the money that the DAO makes? Are you putting that 100% back into holders, or are you breaking that up as well?
That the DAO makes. So any profits over the initial cost will be broken up.
There was a thingy, wasn't there? Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember seeing it.
maybe 75% to the K9 holders, and then we had to break up with the buyback and burn, retain capital to stay, within the DAO, so we can increase the money going into these projects, and then a small portion going to the team and charity.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it from my side of things.
Good.
Let's go over the private and pre-sale then. You've already mentioned you mentioned private, but how much was actually raised?
In private, 20 BNB. 22 BNB.
22 BNB. And what was the minimum max contribution for that?
The min would have been 0.25 BNB, and max I think was 4 BNB, which I think we only had one individual do that max. I think the next highest is 2% or 2 BNB. Sorry.
Again, is there a discount for private people versus large?
Yeah. There's a 25% premium on the investment, so they got 25% more tokens, with that buy.
Yeah. Okay. And the pre-sale then, you've got a hard cap of 50. You're virtually at the soft cap of 30 at the moment, and the price is going to be the same at launch, isn't it?
Yep.
And what are you going to do about the 2% that Pink Sale take?
Sorry, what was that?
So Pink Sale take 2% of the tokens, don't they? So what are you going to do with that? Did you discuss buying?
Yeah, we haven't discussed that as a team. You have the ability to buy those back, right, or something, or else they dump it in 7 days. Something along.
Sometimes not even 7 days. Sometimes they do it straight out the door, out the gate.
Oh, they do. Oh, I thought whatever I read it was they will not touch. Man, I would have to reread it. My understanding was they hold it for 7 days, and if don't take any action, they dump it. But I'll have to reread that. Yeah, we haven't discussed that as a team, so we'll probably do that. In the next 24 hours, just to see in case they are dumping it immediately.
Did you see one recently, Toby? That really quickly.
Literally, is pretty much as soon as it launched on the first candle.
Because I could have sworn I was in whatever group with Sal, and he said that they give it 7 days, but I could have been wrong. So I can reread it, and we'll discuss that.
Yeah. It's not long. They're not long if you're planning on launching tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah. We'll have to make a decision right away. So I'll bring it up to you tonight.
Well, what are you planning tomorrow? If you reach your soft cap and you launch tomorrow, are you planning any sort of marketing tomorrow, or are you just gonna rest easy and get the community to work for a bit? Obviously. It's
I got 3 young kids here. There's gonna be no resting easy no matter what. So we might as well put effort into this. We've kind of we're working with a few influencers at the moment to help guide us, get us connections. So we're gonna probably have some some people do tweets or messages on their Telegram groups, whatnot. We have that. We have some trending stuff that we've discussed and we're going to get lined up. And then, obviously the big one people always ask about, CGCMC. So, we'll be going that route as well. And then it all really depends on, how much we're able to raise. If we're able to get the, full 50 BNB, great. If we only get to the, a little bit over the soft cap, we're going to be a little bit more restricted with what we have, but that's what we kind of have planned, in the meantime. So obviously, with it being a DAO, we will take suggestions as well. It won't be as formal as people voting on it, but we're very much pushing for it. We want the community to talk, we want their voices heard, and we want them to kind of help make a lot of decisions behind this. And I'm gonna, I joke around and say like I'll have some veto power. If somebody wants like a crypto messiah tweet or something, I'll probably just be like, okay, we're not doing that. But we'll hear people out, stuff that has worked and kind of go from there. And I don't want to say that to make it seem like, hey, we have no plan in place. We obviously do, but realistically, we really do want people to have a say with what is going on here.
Yeah, and I guess you want to use your funds effectively, don't you? You don't want to just do it for the sake of making the community feel better when the return on investment isn't going to be what you need it to be.
Yeah, and I know people love launches. That's where the hype period. They any standard chart that you see, you're going to see it grow a little bit at first and eventually come down. That's just the natural order of any kind of startup. So, we're not, if we have nothing going on, if we're hitting a low point, obviously marketing seems like a mute point at that, point in time. But, we'll have to read what's going on. We'll have to see what kind of additional revenue we bring in for marketing and kind of make game time decisions there. I don't want people to think we're not doing anything if like it gets to the point of we have to kind of sit on our hands and wait it out. But we're going to be busy. We have a lot to kind of plan out, and we want the community to be part of it, as far as, determining some foundations to partner with. And all of that. And again, that kind of leads to, marketing within itself. People will be excited by certain partnerships and all that. And then obviously the development of DAO, whether the community wants like strict roles, within the team, certain resources. But, we definitely want to get going on that stuff. So, if we're not marketing, I'm sure we'll have people in the chat, screaming that the dev's sleeping. But Fortunately, with the DAO approach is they can't really say that for too long. They're going to be ones helping drive the decision making. So if they start yelling when marketing in about a month, I can turn to them and be like, I don't know, you tell me, what do you guys want to do? So, again, I don't want to make it seem like, hey, we're just like throwing it all on them to make their own decisions. But we're going to be working together on this. We're going to be as transparent as we have been. I think we're a pretty transparent team. And, I think most people know who I am. I'm fully doxxed, KYC. I did like live donations last year where people, I think I accidentally revealed the town I lived in. They've seen my kids on video. And we were on like ABC News too. So I had to, give them my actual name and information for Elf Token then. So they were able to see all that fun information. So yeah, I think they have enough trust in me now, because if they don't, I probably have a target on my back, and they can come find out where I live. But no, we're pretty open. We're pretty I think happy with the way the community brought over, and we're looking forward to working with everybody.
Yep, nice. Good answer. So just one last question on, you mentioned about the contract developers. I've not heard of the company that you're using. Have you got audits in place for the contract?
Yep. So we already had an audit with we used I'm blanking on the name Audit Rate Tech. Which I know is like a tier 2 audit company, but they audited the contract, came out. I want to say, like, I don't think they had a single comment. Oh, they had one comment about like just, I don't think there's any transaction limitations in place as far as like min-max buy. I think everything else was perfectly clean. So contract is audited, we're KYC'd. I believe that those tags should be on the pre-sale site for the INU. But so Cryptit is a registered company in Austria. Their workers have been great. They specialize in all things, everything crypto. They're going to be developing the staking platform, all that. They have some good resources. They're fully docs. This is their full-time jobs. You can go there. I think their website's cryptit CRYPT.at. So they've worked on several projects before. It was recommended by somebody in the community who knew the main developer that we're working with, and recommended them. So they're legit. I hope they are, because we're paying a pretty penny for them, and they've been great so far.
Yeah, I'll definitely check them out then. Is this contract developed from scratch, or is it a fork?
Yeah, it wasn't forked from anything. They said they did it from scratch. So I don't have the kind of developer knowledge to be able to verify that. But looking at the, BSC scan, one of the things it can do is flag whether there's copies of it, which I don't think it did. So it should have been developed from scratch, I believe.
Okay, yeah, great. So there is one more question that we always like to ask at the Legit Crypto Lounge before I open up to Q&A. So for us, the long-term success can't be achieved without a clear vision from you, the project owner. So my final question to you is, at what point does this project become a success to you?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I think it becomes a success when, I think for me personally, I am going to have fun with this. So no matter what, if we're able to grow this and be profitable, that would obviously be great. I think the biggest thing for me though is, and I'm going to surprise myself by saying this, coming from a finance venture background, is the ability to help out other people who have gone through certain struggles with their life. So if we get to the point where we're being able to, donate a significant sum of money to these vets, and, we start seeing like the results here, being able to create a community that can get behind like the same kind of vision and effort here, I think to me that is the most successful thing. In addition to, people being able to come in, learn a thing or two about crypto, the reason why we're here, rather than spend their time shilling, being a hype man within the chat, actually gain some valuable knowledge there. So I think those would be the two biggest things of being able to make a difference in the world, for these people who are definitely struggling with physical and emotional things, and then being able to kind of hand off, knowledge share to individuals, to make them better investors within the crypto space, or even just better investors in general. So I would say those are the two biggest things.
Awesome. Yeah, good answer. Just both obviously a worthwhile course for sure, and getting that education out there can make a massive difference to help people not get rugged, to help them make safe investments, and to help them actually become profitable. So is there anything else you'd like to add? Any final comments you'd like to add for anybody?
Yeah, I'll open it up to the group here. I think basically for us, last thing I'll leave us with is, I know you guys are all going to be newer investors, weren't with us from before, but I would recommend just reaching out to people in our community and, talking to them for real about the team and the community behind it, kind of get a sense with who you would be dealing with, because I think they can attest to like what we stand for. Most of us, we're not in this right now because, we need to make the money, we need to make it. This is more or less, we're doing this because we've seen what's going on out there, within the space. And, it's the DeFi space in theory is such a great platform for people to come together, not be limited by certain restrictions, and, really, more or less be able to freely make their own investing decisions. It's, it's terrible to see people getting scammed left and right. It's terrible to see people lose like money and all that. And we want people to really be smarter investors, smarter, with the way they're handling money and being part of the community. And honestly, I'm here to talk. If you have any more questions, but I would say reach out to people within the community, and I think that's the best way to kind of get a feel for a project. Is you see the team behind it, you see the utility, obviously, but you want the real picture. People in the community can tell. They can tell you I like to talk, which you guys might be able to see that now. They'll give you a good sense with how we like to operate and all that. So that would be my recommendation if you're interested in the project. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Major Payne. Great to have you with us, sharing your project. Obviously, it comes across how genuine you are and how much you want to make this work for your community and for the charity and everything else. So that's really great to hear. So wish you all the best with Presale. Hope you manage to hit that hard cap and you can really push it forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys having us again on short notice. For most people who don't know, we can more or less reach out to them this morning. So it was great having kind of squeeze us in here. So that was really awesome on your guys' end.
Yeah, no worries. No, it's great to have you on board. We'll open up to a Q&A now, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to stop the recording now for us.
Awesome.